Disclaimer. This video is primarily meant for entertainment purposes, so try not to take it too seriously. If you're watching this video, you're probably aware of the YouTuber Ken, or KFC Clash, who's currently known for his largely unedited Clash Royale commentary videos. But what you might not know is that there's another channel by the name of Pickles64, who's recently gained traction for similar videos, and has now been discovered by Ken's fanbase, leading to people suggesting that her channel could be secretly run by Ken. Let's look at some evidence supporting the theory, and some that could debunk it. The reason that most people are suspicious of Pickles is that Ken has famously done something like this before, with the channel Halo. Ken did this as an experiment to see if he could build a Clash channel from the ground up without the benefit of his own name being attached. Why would Ken do it again? Perhaps he wants to prove that he can do it in a different genre or style of Clash Royale videos. Halo was a typical Clash Royale fun facts kind of channel, which maybe Ken could see as too easy for him. Perhaps he wants to prove that he could do something like the Ken channel all over again? Neither Ken nor Pickles have fully acknowledged this theory or even each other's existence in the 2 weeks that Pickles has been consistently uploading videos. The only thing we've gotten is Pickles using the I'm Just Ken song in her one and only short. Could this be to try and reel in the Ken comments with a simple offhanded acknowledgement? Was Ken mentioned in a short rather than a video so that very little attention will be brought to it? In Ken's Meth Head series, which was an account he brought from the ground up while being free to play, the first video of the series is 64th, Pickles64, video chronologically in the current roster of Ken videos. Why is this important? Because growing a Clash account from the ground up is similar in concept to growing a new YouTube account from the ground up. Could this be a clue? Ken has twice gone undercover in tournaments, where his friends were tasked with figuring out which account was his before the tournament ended. In the first of the 2 videos, he used the name Grinch, a green character. What else is green? Pickles. Yeah, I know this one's pretty weak, but I might add, in both of these videos, the names of the accounts had no numbers in it. Maybe he's trying to switch it up a little this time? Ken is currently vacationing outside of his home of Australia, and has recently been seen in OJ's setup, which was not mentioned as something that would happen in Ken's previous videos. Could OJ be the one bridging the gap between Pickles and Ken? Maybe she's a friend of his, and they wanted to set it up in person. It is a lot more plausible to me than Ken arranging something like this with an American, as OJ is Canadian. My penultimate piece of supporting evidence is the deck that Pickles seems to exclusively use, Lumberloon. Now, if you know Ken well enough, you would know that his self-proclaimed best deck was the Lumberloon Furnace deck. Could this be a hint? Pickles has omitted the Furnace card from the deck, which could have been done to not make it too obvious, but to at least leave a majority semblance. Finally, I have the date that the Pickles channel was created, that being just a couple weeks ago on June 26, 2025. Pickles often alludes to previous videos being uploaded that had a good amount of views but that she ultimately deleted. However, her first video post these ones was uploaded also on June 26th, which is fairly suspicious as how could there be enough time for multiple videos to have gone viral and for her to take them down and film a new one. Mind you, it's still a day while she filmed the new first video, all on the same day. Could this just be something she says to try and legitimize her channel as being something that has existed longer than it would seem? Or did Ken and Pickles slip up in one of these previous videos, leaving a blatantly obvious clue that had to be shut down before too many people caught on? There are, however, some things that would suggest this is all a coincidence, and that in fact there's no funny business going on at all. Ken, and YouTubers in general, are often late to respond to trends in the comment section. For example, every time Ken's comment section finds a new comment to spam, it usually takes a couple to dozens of videos for Ken to formally acknowledge them. Maybe he just does not want to bring this up in a video, as he could not really know what's going on, or he wants to generate more hype around the theory for his benefit. As for Pickles, she probably just does not want to give in to the flame that has people comparing her to Ken, and maybe wants to establish herself as her own content creator, whether inspired by Ken or not. Many so-called Ken variants exist, and have existed for a while now. What makes people view Pickles as special is that usually it's not a woman doing these kind of videos. However, I found several other Ken-type creators who are also women, meaning this is not as crazy as the comments may think. In my opinion, I don't think Ken is running this behind the scenes. I don't doubt that he's capable of doing something like this, but to me it just seems like Pickles is perhaps inspired by Ken, but not Ken himself. But who knows? Maybe this video is all strung up by Ken, to perhaps peddle the idea that there's nothing going on here. Have you noticed how young my channel is too? It's only a day old. How there's suspiciously only 2 other videos uploaded, as to build the appearance of a pre-existing channel. Or maybe my silly but lazy profile picture could raise suspicion. Or maybe it's that I uploaded this video very early for someone who claimed to be an American. The world may never know.